Hi everyone, welcome to Go Classes. Let's solve this question, and this question is asking the total number of Boolean functions which can be realized with 4 variables. So if you have 4 variables, then how many Boolean functions we can create? So we can note that if you have 0 variable, means there is no variable, then in that case how many functions we can create? So only 2 functions we can create, function 0, function 1. Okay, this function is always 0, this function is always 1. So only 2 functions we can create. But if you have one variable, okay, let's assume your variable is a. So then in that case, how many functions we can create? Because we have only one variable, so this variable can be either 0 or 1. Because this is Boolean variable, so this Boolean variable can be either 0 or 1. Okay. So you can notice that. Now how many functions we can create over this variable a? So we can create total 4 functions we can create. We can create a function f1 that is 0, 0. We can create another function which is 0, 1. We can create 1, 0, we can create 1, 1. So only these 4 functions are possible. So you can notice when you have one variable, only one variable we have, then in that case we can create total 4 Boolean functions we can create. Okay, you can notice what is this f1. Okay, this f1 is always 0. You can notice what is this f2. F2 is simply a, because you can notice f2, that is simply a. Okay, so if a is 0, then f2 is 0. If a is 1, then f2 is 1. So f2 is simply a. And f3 is a complement and f4 is 1. So these 4 functions we can create, 4 Boolean functions we can create with one variable. Okay, so this is the point. Now if you have 2 variables, then how many functions we can create? So if we have 2 variables, let's assume we have 2 variables, okay, a comma b, these are 2 variables. Then you can notice in the truth table, so whatever function we create, okay, so on these 2 variables, whatever function, whatever Boolean expression we can create, let's assume we create some expression f. Then you can notice this expression. So for this expression f, if we create the truth table, then how many rows will be there? Because we have 2 variables, so there will be 4 rows. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Why we are getting 4 rows? Because you can notice that this is a Boolean variable, this is a Boolean variable. And every Boolean variable, either this variable can be 0 or this can be 1. Similarly, this variable can be either 0 or this can be 1. So this a can be 0 or 1, this b can be 0 or 1. So finally we will have total 4 combinations. Maybe both are 0, maybe a is 0, b is 1, maybe a is 1, b is 0, and maybe both are 1. So total 4 combinations we will have. So if you have 2 variables, then in the truth table we will have total 4 rows we will have. And now we want to create function. Okay, so we want to create function on these 2 variables a comma b. You can notice that for each combination, for this combination, for this combination, for this or for this. So for each row, for this function, how many choices we have? 2 choices we have. So for this combination, this function f can be 0 or 1. For this combination, the function f can be 0 or 1. For this combination, f can be 0 or 1. For this combination, f can be 0 or 1. So we can notice that total how many functions we can create. So for each row we have 2 choices. Okay, so for this row we have these 2 choices. For every row we have 2 choices we have. So finally how many functions we can create? Okay, so you can notice for each row we have 2 choices, 2 choices, 2 choices. So finally we can create 2 power 4 functions. Okay, so you can create total 2 power 4 functions. Total 16 functions you can create on 2 variables. For example, you can create 0, 0, 0, 0. You can create 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay, you can create 1, 0, 1, 0. Like this you can create total 16 functions you can create on these 2 variables a comma b. Okay, because for every row you have 2 choices. So you can notice. So this is the point. Now let's generalize. So what we can generalize? We can say that if you have total n Boolean variables. So let's assume you have total n Boolean variables. Okay, so let's assume you have total a1, a2, a3 and so on, total an Boolean variables we have. Now in that case, so you can notice this is a Boolean variable, so this has 2 choices. This can be either 0 or this can be 1. Similarly, this variable also has 2 choices. Every variable, because every variable is Boolean variable, so every variable has 2 choices. So how many rows we will have? Number of rows means how many combinations of these variables we can create. So we can notice that every variable has 2 choices. Total n variables we have. So we can create total 2 power n rows. Okay, so you can create maybe all are 0, maybe all are 0 but this an is 1. Like this we can create maybe all are 1, maybe all are 1. So like this, how many rows we can create? So we can notice that total 2 power n rows we will have. Okay, so when you have n Boolean variables, then there will be total 2 power n rows, and every row is basically telling you one combination of these variables. Okay, in this combination, in this first row all the variables are 0, in this last row all the variables are 1, so like this. So total 2 power n rows we will have. Now for each row we want to create function. Remember, on these Boolean variables we want to create a Boolean function. Okay, so this Boolean function we want to create. Now if you want to create Boolean function, then you can notice that for every row we have two choices. Okay, so for this row again we have two choices. For either it can be 0, 1. For this row, for this combination of variables, again we have two choices. For this combination of variables, function can be 0 or function can be 1. So for every combination of variables, for every row we have two choices. For every row we can say that the function can be 0 or 1. So for every row we have two choices. So how many functions we can create? Number of functions will be 2 power number of rows is 2 power n. Okay, so these many functions we can create. So finally I can say that if you have n Boolean variable, so this is the final result, we can say that if you have total n Boolean variables you have. Okay, so when you have n Boolean variables, Boolean variable means every variable can be either 0 or 1. So you can notice if you have n Boolean variables, then in the truth table, if you create the truth table of any function on these variables, so truth table of any function I can say. Okay, so truth table of any function on these variables, any function on these n variables, so that will have total 2 power n rows, because every variable has two choices. So total these many rows we will have, and for every row we can the function can have 0 or 1. Okay, for every row the function can have two choices. So I can say that number of functions will be 2 power n. This will be the number of Boolean functions we can create. Okay, so this is the answer, and you can notice when you put n equal to 0, means if there is 0 variable, when you put n equal to 0, then you will get two functions. This is what we have seen. If n equal to 0, then you can notice that when you have 0 variable, then only two functions are possible. And similarly, if you put n equal to 1, then you will get n equal to 1, you will get 4 functions. N equal to 2, you will get 16 functions. So this is what we have seen. When you have n equal to 2 variable you have, then total 16 functions we will get. And when one variable is there, then only 4 functions we can get. So finally answer is 2 power n. Okay, so here the question is asking how many Boolean functions we can create for 4 variables. So the answer here, number of variables is 4. So you can notice that these many rows will be there. In the truth table we will have these many rows, and for every row the function can be either 0 or 1. So we can say that these many functions we can create. So this is 2 power 16, and so the answer is 65536. Okay, so the answer will be option D. Okay, so this is the question. Now this same question we can solve in a different way also. Okay, let me tell you the different method. So the same question let's solve by method 2. What is method 2? See, every Boolean function, when we say Boolean function is a function, right? So every Boolean function, every Boolean expression is a function, and function means there is a domain, there is a codomain. So whenever we see function, then every Boolean function, every Boolean expression is a function. Whatever Boolean expression you take, for example, if you take this Boolean expression is also a function, this Boolean expression is also a function, this Boolean expression, every Boolean expression is a function. So when we say that Boolean expression is a function, then there should be domain, there should be codomain. So what is the domain, what is the codomain? Okay, if you have any Boolean function, f, then what is the domain, what is the codomain? So the codomain is 0, 1. Codomain is 0, 1, because every Boolean function, okay, because this is a Boolean function, so it can be either 0 or 1. Okay, so you can notice that this codomain is 0, 1. And what is the domain? The domain is basically set of all combinations of variables. Okay, so your domain, what is that? The domain is set of all combinations, of values of variables, Okay, so for example, so this is the point. So basically every Boolean function has a domain, has a codomain. Okay, the domain is set of all combinations of values of variables, and the codomain is 0, 1. For example, let me take example, and you can say that if you have a function, let's assume you have a function on two variables, let's assume a, b. So this is a function on two variables. Then in that case, because this is a Boolean function, so there must be a domain, there must be a codomain. So what is the domain of this Boolean function and what is the codomain of this Boolean function? Okay, so we can notice that our codomain is 0, 1. So codomain of a Boolean function is always 0, 1 because the function is Boolean function. So it can be either 0 or 1 for any combination, whatever combination you take for input variables. So these are the variables on which this function is defined. This function f is defined on a, b. So whatever combination of a, b you take, whatever combination of a, b you take, for example, maybe both are 0, maybe this is 0, this is 1, maybe this is 1, this is 0, maybe this is 1, this is 1. So whatever combination you take, you can notice. So for every combination, the function can be either 0 or 1. Okay. So for this combination, the function, for this combination, you can either map to 0 or you can map to 1. Similarly, this combination, either you can map to 0 or you can map to 1. So every combination you can either map to 0 or you can map to 1. So we can notice that this is the codomain. So the size of codomain is 2. Only two elements we have, 0 or 1. For any combination of input variables, the function will be either 0 or 1. And how many combinations of input variables are possible? Total 4 combinations of input variables are possible. Basically, the domain size is number of rows in the truth table. So I can say that the size of domain, I can say the cardinality of domain, that is simply number of rows in the truth table. Okay, number of rows in the truth table. Okay, so that is your cardinality of domain. So in the domain we have the size of domain is 4 elements we have, 4 combinations are possible for 2 variables, and the size of codomain is 2. So finally, from this domain to codomain, how many functions you can create? Okay, so this Boolean function, this is a function from this domain to codomain. So how many functions you can create? So we know that if you have domain, okay, so basically number of functions, okay, I can say number of functions that we can create from domain to codomain, that is codomain cardinality. Okay, so number of functions possible is codomain cardinality power domain cardinality. Okay, so here the answer will be 2 power, because codomain cardinality 2 is 2 and the domain cardinality is 4. So here answer will be 4. So this is another method, this is another way of finding number of Boolean functions. So we can just simply say that every Boolean function has a domain and has a codomain. Codomain is 0, 1 because for any possible input variable, for any possible combination of input variable, the function can be either 0 or the function can be 1. And what is the domain? The domain is basically a set of all combinations of values of variables. So you can notice that if you have n variables, if you have total n variables, if you have a function on n variables a1, a2, an, okay, so total n Boolean variables if you have, then the size of domain, what will be the size of domain? The size of domain will be 2 power n. And what will be the size of codomain? The size of codomain is fixed, that is 2. Okay, so because this is a function, so this is a function from domain to codomain. Okay, so this is a function from domain to codomain. And you know what is the domain? Domain is all possible combinations of input variables. So domain size is 2 power n. Okay, total 2 power n combinations are possible with n variables, because every variable has 2 choices. Every variable can be either 0 or 1. So finally we have total these many combinations. So I can say that number of functions, finally I can say number of functions is 2 power n. This is another way. Okay, this is another way of finding number of Boolean functions. So we have seen 2 methods. Okay, this is method 1, method 2. We have seen using truth table. In this method 2, we have seen we have applied the definition of function, because every function has a domain, every function has a codomain. Okay, so we have found what is the domain, we have found what is the codomain, and then we have found what is the number of functions that are possible. Okay, so this is method 2, and in the method 1 we have seen using the truth table. Okay, because every Boolean function can be represented using a truth table. If you have any Boolean function, that can be represented using a truth table. Okay, so this method 1 is by truth table and method 2 is by the definition of function. So finally answer will be option D. Okay.